Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, Mil lied about my baby gender, now have to see my baby in the clothes they brought. My dad's girlfriend judges my eating habits, so I ask her for permission. Manager wrote me up for being late twice. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Mil lied about my baby gender, now have to see my baby in the clothes they brought. November last year I, 30F, gave birth to our first baby. It's the first in my family and the sixth in my husband's family, 32M. It's important to say that all the 6 kids are boys and Mil is in some sick baby girl rabies. Ever since we made the announcement, Mil convinced herself that I was pregnant with a girl. I told her that once we knew the gender she would be the first one to know. We told her it was a boy, she still was convinced it was a girl. She told the whole side of the family it was a girl. I corrected, but she told them I was just annoyed because I wanted a boy first, I wanted a healthy baby, I didn't have a damn about the sex. She also told them we are naming the girl after her mom, which we will never do because hubby hates his grandma. When the baby shower gifts started to come, I noticed a lot of things that wasn't in the register. Embroidered things with grandma's name. And it didn't matter, we told them the gender and the name, and make clear we are not lying about the gender. Everyone believed her. Well, the baby was born. And imagine the surprise. It was a boy, just like we have been telling everyone. The problem, for them, was that now the baby have plenty of girly clothes, pink onesies etc., and we are dressing our baby with them. Especially for his family video calls and for pictures for them. After Saturday call, Mil called us to scream to us because we are making the elders uncomfortable for not sticking to a masculine color scheme for the baby clothes. And we have to stop being this childish, she just threw my belly shape was more like girl than for a boy. We told her we will not change the baby's clothes, and to just wait until the dresses fit. He will look adorable. LMAO, this is what she gets for being this annoying. She can deal with being annoyed for a bit. It's her turn, after all. What gives her the audacity to act on such baseless assumptions about someone else's baby and then expect them to follow her demands? Did anyone even apologize for not listening to you since this is your baby and your first? I'm glad you are taking it in stride. I would have been really offended by the whole situation. What did you do with the embroidered things? Just use them anyway? That's what I was thinking. It's bonkers to me that one side of her family just thought she was lying. Why would she lie, and why would you believe the Mil over her? Yeah, this is insane. The fact that she kept insisting it was a girl seems to border on clinically insane, and then why did everybody take her word for it when OP explicitly told them otherwise / Good parenting. Who cares what baby wears? Mil sounds loony. Right? But this kinda brought some problems. We discovered he looks adorable in every color. We will have big problems with his ego when he found out. Bonus points if you tell everyone that Mil calls him by grandma's name as a nickname. My dad's girlfriend judges my eating habits, so I ask her for permission. My dad, 46, has been dating this girl, Amy, 38. Not her real name. Amy and my dad established early on in their relationship that they didn't want any more kids. My dad has already had 2, my sister, 22, and me, 14. She ended up getting knocked up anyway after accidentally forgetting to take her BC. She refused to abort it, and is now almost 9 months pregnant. Recently we moved in with her, and it has been total chaos. She constantly complains about the times I shower, no matter when it is, she always sighs and rolls her eyes at me, and most importantly, she always has to mention my eating habits. No matter what it is that I'm eating, she always has something to say about it. So I finally got back at her and it was the most incredible performance ever. Amy didn't have to work on Thursday, so when I came home after school at 2 o'clock, she was there. I went to the kitchen to prepare my daily after-school snack, a toasted French toast bagel with butter. Amy walked into the kitchen as I was about to devour my delicious heavenly morsel of food. She walked up to the counter and stared at me with the most disgusted look I've ever seen. Her eyes were wide and her brows furrowed, so I put down my bagel. "Do you eat lunch at school?" Honestly, I thought this was about my outstanding lunch balance, because my dad had messaged me about it earlier in the day. I said yes, reluctantly, to try to ease the tension. I was shocked at her next response, which came out as she lunged her hands toward my untouched bagel. "And you still come home and eat the whole kitchen?" This hurt, incredibly. I used to struggle with an eating disorder, and I am finally making strides in taking control of it. I didn't answer her, though I wish I did come up with something snarky to say back. Amy walked out of the kitchen and I ate half of my bagel before throwing it away, nausea attacking my stomach. A while later, my dad came home from work and I spoke to him about it. He hugged me and said that wasn't fair, and I'm a growing child, therefore it's totally normal for me to want a snack after school. I felt a bit better after this, but I couldn't shake off the nausea. Dad asked me to go with him to Taco Bell as well, he figured it'd cheer me up. As soon as he said this, I got the most devious idea ever. I went out to the living room to put on my shoes, and my dad asked Amy if she wanted anything from Taco Bell. She said no. Slowly, I approached Amy and cleared my throat. She looked up at me and sighed, "What do you want?" I displayed the most innocent face I could and asked softly, "It's been a long enough time since I've eaten, right? It's okay that I get a Crunch Wrap Supreme and a Freezy?" It was clear she was trying to hide the rage I'd just engulfed her in. She said nothing, so I walked out of the house with my dad. I was high-fived in the car, and we celebrated with an extra warm batch of cinnamon twists. "You have a dad problem, dude. She treated you horribly and all he had to say was, 'That's rough, buddy'?" Is your dad in a position where he can't afford to live on his own, financial trouble, or he just doesn't want to be alone? My dad does his best to keep the peace. If he was financially stable enough to leave her and pay child support, he would in a heartbeat. We are incredibly low income and were barely scraping by before the girlfriend came into the picture. He can't just leave, and she's so selfish for knowingly putting him in that position. I'd make her life hell for it if I had an ED and heard something like that. LOL, I already do unintentionally. I want to change the TV channel when she isn't even in the room. Jail. I take a couple ice cubes out of the tray and don't refill it one time. Prison. Manager wrote me up for being late twice. Manager wrote me up and now I have a permanent mark on my record for being late twice, after a perfect attendance. While many other workers are late. One worker didn't show up or call, and was late a few times since. She never got a verbal warning or a warning on her record. Manager doesn't want me to be late? Okay. I'm no longer late. I'm now calling out for being sick. I applied for FMLA, which basically protects me from workplace discrimination based on a diagnosed disability I have. I can now call out, and it's legally protected, and I have sick pay to cover it. Mad at me for being 13 minutes late? Okay. You can handle being understaffed instead. If you are being written up where others are not, and you are a member of a protected class that those others are not, you pretty much have a textbook discrimination case. It would be a good idea to talk to a lawyer, HR, or the EEOC. You don't need 100% proof of discrimination. You just need more to show it's more likely than not that you were discriminated against. If you get fired after talking to HR, you have an even better case, retaliation, to bring to the lawyer/EOC. If you get your hours cut or your job significantly changed, that's equivalent to being fired, constructive dismissal. Constructive dismissal is illegal if and only if directly firing you would be illegal. Not HR, lawyer. HR only cares about the company, not employees. My boss put a woman on night shift because of her excessive callouts. To be fair, 45 callouts or whatever in like 6 months is excessive. But she gets doctor's notes and the union protects her. So now she's just doing it at night anyways and stresses my boss out with us being short. I had someone put on nights. She went to her DR and got a note that she can't work the night shift. They were forced to put her back on days. LMFAO, that's pretty funny. Good on her. This is why doing the bare minimum of asking if someone is okay makes a difference. If my manager had literally even given me a verbal warning, I'd probably have found a better solution. But since she was to go against me, she can deal with me not being there at all and still getting paid. I have enough sick hours accumulated, lol. I'm not against attendance policies. I'm against them not being doled out equally. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.